Hey, I am coming live from the floor of my kitchen. So I have been thinking all day about showing you what was in these boxes. And I have all these really heavy boxes that are right here next to me, and I was going to unopen them. I'm going to open them, unbox them, I guess. Anyways, I'll probably be on my knees and back and forth, but I had decided to do some longer term bulk shopping or or like pantry shopping for like a longer term pantry. So we normally keep a year's long pantry of things that we're doing from like one harvest season to the next harvest season, and just with things that we were seeing in the news and stuff, I decided that I wanted to bump that up a little bit. And I had extra money in my grocery budget because I only spent $94 for the entire month of February. So I used that extra money that I had in there, and I had bought what's in these boxes. So, and I did put a Sharpie and X out our address, so if I accidentally show the labels, don't freak out. So my address doesn't show on there. I always use our little church key can opener to open boxes, and then I don't cut myself. Anyways, I have 5 boxes that came the last couple days. It's a box and a box. Another box. Anyways, I don't normally talk about food storage and stuff too much, but I just think it's so important, and there's so much like information that's kind of scary out there and different things. So I just felt called that I would start talking about it a little bit more and help answer questions. We do have on the little highlights on Instagram instructions for like if you're wondering like if your canned storage is about to expire, how long past the storage date and stuff you can use. But these are all like dry goods. I don't even know if I can lift this out. This is a 25-pound bag of the Bob's Red Meal. Sorry, the gluten-free flour. So this is the gluten-free flour that I normally buy. I get one of those about once a year, every 9 months to once a year, and we go through it. It was just time to stock up. So the flour won't last like years, so that's like something we just rotate in. Somebody said better be prepared than caught without. Yes. Yeah, when I started the blog and everything, I never thought I would really talk about longer term food storage, but I have seen how scared people are. So somebody asked, will I keep it in the paper bag? No, I will put it in glass. So I will divide that. It like takes like 4 gallon size bags, or 4 gallon, I'll double check, but for the airtight gallon size, it's around 4 gallons. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired tonight, I guess. Maybe I'm just a little nervous to do this online. Live. Anyways, this is soft wheat berries. So this is Plus brand. You can buy directly through Plus brand, or I bought it through Amazon, so the shipping was cheaper. So I kind of felt bad that I did do it through Amazon, but there was no shipping on it, so it made it cheaper, like a lot cheaper. Sorry, these are heavy. They're 25 pounds. So these are wheat berries. I have some right here. So they look like little grains. And then up there on the counter, that wood thing is a wheat mill, so I can grind my own flour. So flour only lasts around 18 months, and wheat berries, if they're stored properly, they can last decades. So we store wheat berries, and then normally I keep a year's supply and we just keep it rotated. Now I'm kind of looking at getting like a 2 to 3 year supply of what we would possibly need, because then I could make bread and make pasta and make all the things, and then I know that this is safe. So the extra wheat berries that I have, we're going to put in Mylar bags and put them in buckets with a Gamma Seal lid. So over the next week, I'll kind of show you how I'm doing that. And then as my pantry ones get empty, then we'll just keep rotating them. So what else did I get? These are heavy. What was I thinking? No, I think it's good to show you guys. Luckily, they didn't all arrive on the same day, so my delivery driver wasn't mad at me. So this one is oats. So that's oats. I'll fill up the glass containers that I have in our pantry area, and then the rest I'll put in Mylar bags that'll go into buckets with the Gamma Seal lid. These wheat berries are not gluten-free. I have einkorn berries already in our pantry, and those are not gluten-free, but we can handle them better because they're an ancient grain, and the ones in our family that need it does better with that. So yeah, I'm stumbling over this. This is not as easy to talk about as strawberries, let me tell you. So, I never thought I would really be talking about this live, but I just feel like it's on so many people's hearts. I've heard from quite a few people today that our local store was pretty empty. Anyways, this is monk fruit. This is what we buy to eat instead of raw sugar, and it doesn't affect glucose numbers. So this is important. So I can totally make flour out of this and make it for the oatmeal or for the oats. The oats are gluten-free, and then if you are like celiac, you need to make sure that it comes from a gluten-free facility, because sometimes they do other grains that aren't gluten-free. So just because they're oats, they're not always gluten-free. So anyways, I got 3 bags of this. This have went up like almost double the price since the last time I had bought it. Yeah, on Amazon. Not double. It was like $13 last time, and it was like $27 this time. So almost double. But somebody had noticed the other day, I was suggesting the honey that I get in 11.67 buckets, like almost 12-pound buckets of honey. Normally that's around $50. It's went up to like $87. It was like almost double for that, and I normally buy that once a year too. So anyways, I got 3 bags of this. So this is what we use in place of sugar when we're not using honey or maple syrup. So I think this is the other wheat berry. Yeah, this is another, there we go, another wheat berry. So Loose Brand is actually in the Pullman area where Wazoo is. That's where Mike went to school, so it's kind of fun to support local. But I did buy it through Amazon. So anyways, this looks like a ton of stuff. It kind of is. So that's all the things I bought. It was right around $200. Oop, I'm losing it. I'm just going to sit here and hold for you guys. It was right around $200. I can't remember if that was including the buckets or not. But if you don't know, like all of our fertilizer, or most of the fertilizer in the world, comes over from like the Russia area. And so the conflict over there and fertilizer prices raising is going to affect wheat prices everywhere. So even if we don't get all of our fertilizer from there, if we get it other places, it just makes the other places depleted, and it will continue to affect us. So if you can stock up on, pastas and pancake mix and, different things, and just make sure that you have extra things in your house, it doesn't hurt. Somebody said that's not bad for how far it will take you. Oh yeah, I only spent like $200. So I just can't remember if that was including the buckets I bought too, because those Gamma Sills are like $12 a piece. But yeah, I didn't spend that much, and these are items that we use, and we'll rotate them. I don't believe in I don't believe yet in like putting food away and not rotating it some. So other people are commenting they're starting to notice that the chickens, there's not as much chicken in the store, the prices of chicken is really high, or they can't find eggs. And if you don't watch the news, you might not know that there's like an avian flu. I don't want to quote the exact number because I don't know, but hundreds of thousands of birds are being killed because of this flu. In other states, it's not in Washington right now, so I haven't paid as much attention to it, but I have been paying attention to a little bit. Like the price of chicken is going to go up, and being able to find eggs, and that affects for months. It's not just for right now. So we have our own chickens, so that I've been keeping track of that a little bit, because some other backyard chicken farmers have had their cities come and tell them that they have to get rid of their chickens because of this flu going around. Is when I first started hearing about it. I'm going to sit up here because I am on the floor. It's not in Washington yet, so we haven't had to worry about it as much yet here in Washington, and hopefully it doesn't come here. But other places in the country, you're going to see the price of chicken increase. Hold on, I gotta get the tripod. It's just a time to be prepared and to do what you can to be a little bit more prepared without like going crazy. Like, we don't need to go crazy. We just need to make sure that you have what you need for your family. So when I started doing food supply, or like having food security in the house, I started with like a 2-week supply to make sure we had everything we needed for 2 weeks. And then after we had everything we needed for 2 weeks, then I worked on having a month supply. And then in this last year, we worked on building that up to a 3-month supply, and then a 6-month. And now for like the last 2 years, we've had where we have a pretty good handle on a year's supply of everything we need. And then this time, this is like really looking ahead to like what we would need more than a year. So somebody asked if our chickens were just egg chickens. They're egg chickens. They're our pets. So it doesn't mean that at some point we might not have meat chickens, but right now those are our pets. Normally the meat chicken ones you only have for weeks, not like ones that they've been your pets for years. So anyways, I do have a lot of knowledge on all this. I just feel like it's time to start talking about food security and helping other families with just a little bit. It does not have to be that you have to go out and buy 75 pounds of flour or whatever. Like if you can buy an extra package of pasta or an extra can of beans or an extra whatever your family eats. Like, you know, these are things my family eats and that we make and rotate through. So just a little bit of stocking up. Like, it doesn't have to be very much. It wouldn't hurt right now. So I know this is totally a different thing than I normally talk about, but I just thought it was so important. I just really feel like more people that need to be talking about it that know something. And so instead of us being afraid of you teasing us that we're preppers, you know, we're just prepared. We're prepared. We're prepared for the things that our family needs, and we're not overbuying, and we're not, you know, emptying shelves. Like, you can see what I bought. You know, I spent $200 and it's things that our family will use. So anyways, that was it. Sorry I stumbled so much over this. It was really hard to talk about. I didn't think it was going to be so hard to talk about. We're an allergy family, and when those shelves were empty, like at the beginning of all of this, like we couldn't go get that flour, and that flour is super important in our lives. Just making sure that whatever that super important thing is for your family, to make sure that you have it, and not buying too much. Like, this bag lasts me a year. I didn't buy 10 bags of it. Its shelf life is around 18 months. Like, I will use it and rotate it, you know, all the things. And buying this bag is way cheaper than buying the little bags that are way more expensive. So, and then, you know, just think about if you were cooking a lot of rice and beans or something, what you would need to spice it up. So anyways, buying spices the TCL way is making my own mixes is such a lifesaver. Yeah, you don't have to store as much, and you know, like, there's no like additives in it and nothing that's going to make you sick. And all the ones that we have on our Amazon storefront are the ones that I buy, and they're all organic, so there's nothing extra and stuff in them. Oh, look at this. Sorry, totally random squirrel. That was a squirrel. My friend Brooke made this, so isn't that cool? It's wood. She is actually the person that designed the logo. So this logo isn't approved for anybody to just make stuff. She designed the logo, and she used the logo with permission, but she made this for me. So I just thought it was so cool. Anyways, I'm going to get going here. And if you have questions, which I'm sure this is going to start a whole bunch of conversations, please feel free to message me anytime, or message on the chats or different things. Oh, this is another thing. If you live somewhere that you have pantry moss, you might want to put like any rice. Oh, I didn't get rice this time, but any rice, sometimes wheat berries. I've never had a problem with wheat berries, in the freezer for 3 days before, and let it come back to room temperature so you don't have a moisture issue, and then store it so you don't have weevils or pantry moss in your rice. If you do that, it helps save that. We don't live in an area that has pantry issues like that. So I have heart failure, and finding low sodium meats, etc. is getting hard for me. Can't live on high sodium canned goods, etc. Yeah, it might be a good summer to learn how to can. I'll be doing a lot of canning videos this summer and showing you guys how to do that. All your fruits and tomatoes can be done in a water bath canner, and you don't have to add salt. So a water bath canner is just, it's a bigger one, but it's like a stock pot with a lid and a rack in it. And then if you want to do like green beans and different things, meats, you can can your own meat. That needs to be in a pressure canner, and my pressure canner is an All-American 921, and they're both linked in our Amazon storefront. As I'm canning again for canning season, I'm going to be doing tons of videos because it's a good time to learn how to can. Just put your own food away. And oh, I got this too. Sorry, I'm reaching. Isn't this adorable? So sweet. I thought it was adorable. Anyways, I'm gonna hold this up so it can be my last little picture for my thumbnail, and give my friend Brooke credit for making this. Just take care, but seriously, I'm here for questions anytime, and just know food security doesn't have to cost a lot in your house, but only buy what you need. Like, think ahead. Don't go crazy. Don't buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need and your family will never eat. You know, try to think about those things that they will eat, you know, and then feel normal to them and those kind of things. So anyways, have a good night. There's my screenshot. Bye.